First and foremost, before I get this video started, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, Shalom, Labukariam Shah, Yasharallah. That's peace to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Double honors and blessings to the elder apostles and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Shalom to the likewise, the Akim on down that teach the likewise doctrine in truth and sincerity. And shalom to the sincere Akwathium who listen in silence and meekness as the scriptures command to do so. Shalom to you all. First and foremost, the name of the Heavenly Father, whom the world ignorantly calls God, is Yahweh. And the name of the only begotten Son, whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which means, in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh means He is, He exists. And Yahweh Shai in the Paleo Hebrew means He is deliverer, He is salvation. HaMashiach is the Paleo or the Hebrew name for Messiah or the Anointed. So, what I wanted to get into is, it's a sign of the times, the world we're living in, the turmoil, the temperament of the people in Great Babylon. And, this video is has more to do with the, uproars of the people, because the wicked are bearing rule. And I just want to show some of the videos of some current events that's been taking place. And, everything is fair use under the 1976 Fair Use Act. I don't want to get any, stoppages or any flags for copyright infringement due to songs or anything. So everything is fair use for educational purposes, fair use under the 1976 Fair Use Act. So repost.
I won't go making mountains out of molehills anymore. I won't go chasing windmills from the sky anymore.
David Easterwood is a pastor here. He is also the director of the field office for ICE. And
I won't go through the motions anymore.
Don't tell me you want to listen to these welcome. That's never going to happen.
Oh, you know what? You take a simple stat like this, which is neither good nor bad. It's just a fact.
It's a celebratory.
All you had to do was pay us enough to fucking live.
Indianapolis Councilman Ron Gibson's front door hit with 13 bullets with a note on his doorstep reading "No data center." So I
look down so alone in my last cup of tea. My games was returned by rain, cloud, and sea.
This is a white supremacist dog whistle. They come in very different forms, but they all mean the same thing, that they're racist. They make them in different kind of fonts with words in them, but they are absolutely dog whistles. If you're in Texas, you've seen these on the backs of people's trucks. Specific people, though. A very specific group of people. They use these to talk to each other secretly, and many people use this one. And I always find it interesting that people of color and Latinos have these on their truck, but they are a dog whistle, friend. These are absolutely dog whistles. You may see them looking like this on the side of trucks all the time, but these are Nazi dog whistles. So when you see these, understand that they are saying that they are white supremacists. These people are sending a message to other white supremacists. So when you see them, now you know. This
new generation is so soft, says the same people who were crying 50 years ago over having to share a water fountain with a black person.
The states are taking children, giving them to somebody else for money that they get from the federal government. That means that all 50 states are involved in government-subsidized child trafficking. It's a ring. It is the largest and most pervasive child trafficking ring in the history of the world by sheer money and numbers.
I will share with you on the unlimited power of Child Protective Services. I served in the Georgia State Senate, and after 4 years of viewing the ruthless and unsparing actions of Child Protective Services, also called CPS, which I will use tonight, I wrote a scathing report entitled The Corrupt Business of Child Protective Services. The report cost me my Senate seat. However, there are causes worth losing over, and this is one.
It was put into law in 1997 by Bill and Hillary Clinton, and I said it that way on purpose. And it is a law that literally steals money from the Social Security Fund and gives this money to the states in order to incentivize them to kidnap babies.
This is not to say that there are not those children in wretched situations who need to be removed. There are, and we all agree. But tonight, I'm talking about those children removed from their homes intentionally for profit. Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid created in 1974 entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act. It offers financial incentives to the states that increase adoption numbers. To receive the adoption incentives or bonuses, local CPS must have more children. They must have more merchandise to sell. Funding is available when a child is placed in a foster home with strangers or placed in a mental health facility and medicated, usually against the parents' wishes.
Every child, once you've added it all up, is worth approximately $1 million to the state. But we've been told that this is a $60 to $80 billion a year industry.
Okay, there's a
Earth is Ghetto, episode 32.
Okay, there's a report out there that says Black Panther 3 will feed
Earth.
All right, so
this is just the temperament of what's going on. Fair use. We already know that it's already prophesied that there will be a civil war, seditions among men, nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom, both the hands of Egyptians, roughly paraphrasing, would be against the Egyptian against Egyptian. So, keep that in mind. And, anything that you hear on this is not my personal, ideas. This is just the temperament of what's going on in Great Babylon right now. And then I'm going to, after showing a couple more of these videos, I'm going to get into some scriptures, some precepts.
another hard piping video. Right? So I've been adamant now saying that the southern states are the new Confederate. Make no mistakes about it. Confederate agents have infiltrated the government. They won. Pete Hegseth is one of them. And you got Supreme Court justices. So these are strategic plays. But much like all brilliant people, they have the brains, but they don't have the grit. They don't have what's needed. The brainiacs use weak-minded people to do things, and these weak-minded people may or may not be conditioned to deal with a lot of things. This could come back and bite them in the ass. So being that the South is now considered the Confederate, we have to now say, okay, this isn't about inhumane conditions. This isn't about slavery. given an opportunity to do what General Sherman forgot to do or neglected to do post-Civil War, and that's to finally destroy the Confederacy. Now, I need the American people who want to be on the safe side and the right side of history to listen up and listen up closely. This no longer has anything to do with politics. You do know that, right? Politics to these people was just the vessel needed to infiltrate the space for the motherfuckers to jump off and start planting seeds. Getting your votes and no longer looking at your votes in Virginia and all of this bullshit, gerrymandering, all of that. Once again, powerful people who are rich and racist backed a rapist and a pedophile because he would allow them to maneuver and manipulate things. That's okay. We know this. But what they don't know is that they put themselves in this position for second round, where this time there is no taking your land back. There is no go back home. It's complete annihilation. Now we know who's who. Public information is free. We have more than enough weapon systems, and we have everything needed. So the question is, when? I'm thinking October, no later than December. If the midterms don't go the way they should go and the Confederacy manipulates anything, that would be, in my opinion, the start of the revolution. Power to the people.
This guy's a Jake, obviously not in the truth. So, we not, he more than likely is just a 2/3. But this is the atmosphere of the people. We know what's going on. We know ultimately that it's because this devil having such a short time, he's coming down with wrath, So Esau, Edom's kingdom is just about done, And now the lower level Edomites, which have lived so lavishly for so many years, under the guise of the American dream and whatnot, they starting to feel they starting to feel the heat, The money's not as long as they thought it was, Things are getting tough for everyone, And not only that, now you got people in the government, just like Jake has just said just here, you got people in the government that have obviously, let's just call them what they are. They just, bunch of racist, hating Edomites, that hate Jake, But we know the scriptural basis for all this, so we don't get tied up into all this voting and all that type of stuff, We're not getting into politics. We're not talking politics or nothing like that. We're talking this truth and this doctrine. We know what it's all about, more or less. You eat the fish, you spit out the bones. We know that it's already prophesied that it's going to be civil war, that it's going to be sedition among men, like I said, that it's going to be nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. So, we're all already aware of everything that's going to happen, and ultimately, Egyptian against Egyptian, yeah. So.
I'm reporting to you from the town of Sir al-Garabia. I don't know if you can hear the 2 Israeli drones hovering above our heads right now, but I have a message to the American taxpayers. While you're unable to afford groceries and probably one medical emergency away from bankruptcy, your tax dollars are going directly to Israel. The money is used to buy weapons to kill civilians in foreign countries. I have lost count of the number of massacres that have happened just in the last 24 hours here in Lebanon. It is dizzying. The site where I am now is the site where Israel yesterday killed 19 civilians.
Yeah, we know there's a bastard in Ashdod, roughly paraphrasing. This is the little hats. This is what they're doing,
Massive airstrike that targeted 2 residential homes. Targeting residential areas is a war crime. I'd also like to say that the violence that you export into the world
have to warn you. In my opinion, at this point, if you're not speaking about this, you're either evil, a good slave, or you're fucking retarded. What are you gonna do? I'm warning you right now. She's warning you right now. Everybody in the fucking Middle East is warning you. These bombs are coming for us. America, Europe, all of us. If we don't fucking stop it, it is our choice to choose evil.
And once again, you know, eat the fish, spit out the bones. These people have no frame of reference. They don't know prophecy. You know, ultimately, we know and understand, us the hopeful elect, that ultimately Babylon is going to be destroyed. You know, all the land of it is going to be destroyed. So there's no, if we mount up and try to stop, because this is Yahweh's desire, this is Yahweh's plan, this is his movie. So, you know, the director is directing. The chess pieces are being moved on the board by the Most High. So there's nothing that any man can do, you know. It is what it is, you know. Yahweh's in control of everything. And that's, you know, I wouldn't be much concerned about if we don't stop this or if we don't stop that. The bombs are going to drop regardless, you know. So that's the future for Babylon is bombs, you know. So
listen up, they are getting prepared.
This right here, just land backing off of the other Yashawamba. Down at the Dallas camp, he had mentioned that they were going to have, you know, he had mentioned, he put out a video about the chariots of Israel, you know, chariots of salvation, you know, which I took a look at, you know, pursuant to even what the scripture says, you know, be not so concerned about, roughly paraphrasing, be not so concerned about how the wicked shall suffer, but be more concerned about, or inquire rather, how the righteous shall be saved. And so that's why I looked at the video concerning the chariots of Israel, you know. But this is going into the masquerade that they about to try to pull off, you know, Project Bluebeam and all that type of thing, which ultimately I think they're going to try to use that as a catalyst. They could use it as a catalyst to bring about the MOTB, you know, which is all this is leading up to the MOTB being made mandatory. So
to unleash the great deception. Listen to this.
But there were a large number of pastors that had been invited to go to a certain state to hear some men in the United States government and others share with them a concern that they had. And this particular man, and I'll not name him, and then we may end up doing some teachings with him or having an event at his church. He has a great church. But he said, Perry, what they're about to release, from what we're hearing, there's going to be a release concerning aliens and concerning unidentified flying object spacecraft that some of the people who were in the meeting were telling us as pastors, you need to prepare your people and you need to get ready to answer them for what you're about to hear being released. And some of it has to do with crafts that have been discovered that are not allegedly a part of our planet, and the materials they're made of are not a part of our planet. Very strange reptilian-looking creatures.
Did you hear that? They are telling pastors to get their congregations ready for what they are about to hear. Because one day, very soon, a lot of people are going to disappear, and they're going to have to explain it away with aliens. Aliens do not exist. They are demonic beings. I believe it was President Reagan that said that there would have to be an alien invasion to make everyone come together. And that is what they are going to do to make everybody come together for a one world government. Because if you make people afraid, they will comply.
Yo, white folks, act like nobody can't see you. And the evil that you're doing. Man, we see y'all white folks doing all this goddamn evil. Y'all running around roping up the Migos like a goddamn rodeo. Says who? Who the fuck told you got the right to do that? Y'all white folk running around kicking folks' doors in, slamming people, beating people by they ain't got their lights on, they ain't got ID, they ain't telling you their name fast enough. Y'all white people crazy as hell. Y'all let some more white people get y'all a uniform, and y'all think y'all got massive power. White people. It's a new day. All my niggas, we back in charge of our land. These white people, gotta go. All the corporations, gotta go. Shut this shit down. McDonald's, CVS, Family Dollar, shut this shit down. You think you need this shit. Shut this shit down so we can get back to peace. Get rid of this fucking corporation so we can get back to peace.
This man...
Wow. I mean... It's clear, all uproars of the people, you know, all uproars of the people. But Jake here, he said some things that's true, you know. But I don't know if he's in the truth. He may be, but you know, if he is, I mean, we know that there's no such thing as white people. These people are Edomites, you know. But and we Israelites, so him saying, you know, niggas and talking about white people, we know that's off. But you know, the premise behind what he's saying is true. But there won't be any peace. There can't be any peace until Esau Edom is destroyed. This government, this wicked rule has to be destroyed. You know, it ultimately has to be destroyed, and the only one that's going to be able to destroy all of it totally, succinctly, and completely is Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
This man explains this so perfectly that I could not have said it any better.
What's up, everybody? Listen to this shit. Okay. This is what Social Security does, okay? Listen to this shit. Okay. You pay, let's say, $25,000 a year in taxes that they take out of your money to put away for your retirement. Okay. So after 52 X amount of years, if you get to retire at 65, you know, but it's like they'll tell you, you know, your payoff isn't till 70 now. Now they moved it to 70. Okay, it used to be 55. Now they keep moving the fucking goalpost back. Okay, so let's say at fucking 65 you're retired and they took $25,000 a year from you. Okay, that's $1.3 million. So that's $1,300,000 that they took from you over a span of 52 years at $25,000 a year. All right. So at 65, they give you, oh boy, $1,600. That's what the fuck you get. All right. Give or take $100 or $2. So I'm running out at 1,600. Okay. Trust me, because I just heard this conversation going on. And all right. So 65. Now, at $1,600 a month, that's $19,200. Okay, a year. So let's say you live another 15 years. You croak at 80. All right. So they've given you $288,000 of your money. But what about that other $1 million? Huh? What about that other $1 million? What the fuck happens to that? Because your family doesn't get it. So that's how much money they are stealing from us. Okay? That's how much money per person that they are stealing from us.
Well, I mean, the scripture says it, like, you know, why work hard to put money into a bag with holes in it, you know? But, you know, I mean, hey, the devil is come to do nothing but to steal, to kill, and destroy. And evidently, that's what the devil is doing. And so these people, these Egyptians, these Babylonians, you know, they're starting to see that the American dream is a nightmare and it's dead, you know. There is no American dream for the working class, you know, person. For your average Joe, the worker, you know, that shit has sailed, man. And it ain't coming back, you know. So, but you know, like we the hopeful elect, you know, we know that we have no continuing city here. We're not looking for an inheritance in Babylon. We're looking to get the heck out of here, you know. We're looking to get out of here. We eagerly await our soon and coming Hamashiach, Yahushua, to deliver us, you know, from this wickedness, from this wicked system, and to set things back in right and in order, you know. And that's what's going to happen, you know. And the wicked elites are going to get what's coming to them, starting with the banking families, starting with the head banking families, the elite Edomites, the Rothschilds, the Morgans, the Hambros, the Schroders, the Gettys, you know, all of them. They're going to get what's coming to them, you know. But you know, we're just gonna hold on and wait till Yahushua returns, because he's gonna totally decimate this place, totally decimate this system, and all the wicked is gonna be nothing but chaff and you know, ash under our feet, you know. So let's see what else.
Blacks and whites are Hebrews. One is Israelites, the other is Edomites. Both of us are brothers and sisters. There's no such thing as a white Jew. There's no such thing as an Arab Jew. Whoever you hear this from is completely retarded. To be a Jew, you must be a direct descendant from the tribe of Judah. Judah. Say that name, and then say the name Jeremiah. Could you Edomite whites stop letting this group assimilate themselves to be a part of you, to claim themselves to be lovers of you, when they don't even love you or themselves for that matter? And if they did love themselves, why the fuck are they trying to pretend to be someone else? Excuse me, but that does not sound like self-love to me. That's the same argument I could use to a black woman that's using another bitch's hair to call herself some form of black queen or some shit. But that's another topic for another video. Let's proceed. Shout out to the book of Revelation 2 verse 9 and 3 verse 9. It calls out who these people are. They are descendants of people who call themselves Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Yeah, they are Ashkenazi Gomerites. They descend from Japheth. They are Japhethites. They're just home servants, bro. Please stop gassing them up, making it seem like that they are the most powerful group on earth, and they are really not. Look at their physical structure, their prowess. They have none. They are literally built like bitches. The men look like women, and the women look like men over there. And I know I got some of you that are friends of mine and enjoy my content. I don't give a fuck. Your group look like bitches. As a matter of fact, even you, sir, look like a bitch. How does one look like the likes of you and claim yourself to be God's chosen? That's a little weird to me. How would God's chosen not have the ability to withstand something that is a creation of God called the sun? Being the highest nation over there with the highest degree of skin cancer, which is a little odd to me. But I thought you were a blessed people. How are you so blessed but you need our help in order for you to live? You're so blessed of a people that you want to stop our voices from existing on social media, to stop us from having a following because we have more influence than you. Let's not pretend like we didn't hear what Netanyahu said whenever it came to our voices, saying that we need to be more controlled and contained to stop us from having that much influence. Wait a minute, sir. I thought you were a prime minister. You mean to tell me that a podcast voice has more influence than a prime minister? Why did you guys get so upset whenever those Ishmaelite Arabs started burning statues of Baal? Now, the only exception here is if you were a Christian. You're not supposed to be burning any effigies that represent any other deities or gods, and let everyone else that this thing exists to not follow it. But to Ishmaelite Arabs, they exist specifically for destruction. They're the executioners of evil. Just please understand that the main reason why Iran hates us so much is because of our undying support for fake Jews over there. That's why.
Pretty much. Yeah, he hit it on the nail right on the head, man. I mean, he's on point with that. Yeah. Right there, I'm gonna just jump into some precepts here. You know, that was more or less, you know, uprisings of the people, and this is Proverbs 29, which is exactly what's going on. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And as you can see, you know, from the trucker guy talking about the Social Security to those talking about, you know, the kidnapping of the innocent babies, to those that are, you know, setting the places of business and setting warehouses on fire because they're not paying their workers correctly, you know, working them like dogs and then not paying them a fair wage. You know, this is all signs, clear signs of what this precept tells us about right here. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the people are mourning. The people are mourning. You know, this American dream is a nightmare, you know, and everybody is starting to see that. No matter who you are in Great Babylon, you're starting to see that the Babylonian American dream is false. It's a damn lie, you know. Let's go over to and let me go back to I'll go to might as well address this because this has to do with the children being kidnapped, and this is 2nd Ezra 15, verse 7. I'm going to read down to probably about verse 12. Therefore say Yahweh, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Yeah, the innocence. I mean, you look at how many children go missing in this wicked-ass country, you know. I don't know how many young Israelite children went missing in Washington, D.C., and in a lot of southern states, you know, Georgia. You hear these stories all the time, you know, 13-year-old, 14, 15, you know, 15. And it's because this devil is coming down with great wrath. Esau, Edom's time is up. And I really think that some of these wicked, evil, you know, Klansmen type, those that have finagled their way into offices and you know, jobs of influence, being, you know, police and whatnot down in the South, are probably the ones that's up to this shit. So, you know, excuse my French, but verse 8, start from the top. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. Come. And you can just imagine, look, with all the wickedness going on in this world, you know that the saints of the past, you know, that have gone down and are asleep in Hamashiach, Yahushua, that, you know, yeah, they're complaining, you know. I mean, the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith Yahweh, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High Power Yahweh shall bring upon it. Come. Yeah. Come. And that's what we're eagerly awaiting. You know, we're eagerly awaiting the destruction of this wicked Esau Edom kingdom, and we are eagerly awaiting the deliverance of our soon coming Hamashiach, our Messiah, Yahushua, coming to get his flock. He's coming for his elect, his anointed, his elect. And, we're holding on, but we have to stay strong, stay the course, keep these things, keep these precepts, this doctrine, this truth in our hearts and on the forefront of our minds, and let Yahushua be always at the forefront of our minds in everything that we do. Continue to repent daily and to cry out for mercy, I cry out for mercy every morning, man. I want the Baba Kasha, crying out, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Sawa, Katham, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, Marakab, Yahweh Shai, Baba Kasha, Baba Kasha, because I want to get out of here, and I know all of y'all want to get out of here too. We all do. We sick of this shit, man. Sick of Esau Edom. Sick of this wicked world. Sick of this wicked rule. Let me go over to Ephesians. Let's see, Ephesians chapter 6. Finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High Power Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that spiritual wickedness in high places, is those wicked elites. The wicked elites, and on the left hand side, the witches and the warlocks that they deal with, and those wicked evil deities that they pray to and they sacrifice to with their wicked evil asses. So, and verse 13, wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High Power Yahweh, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and this truth is this doctrine, and having on the breastplate of righteousness. And righteousness, Yahushua is our righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, and above all taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. And that shield of faith, you gotta have faith, for without faith it is impossible to please Yahweh, because you have to first believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, roughly paraphrasing. That's in Hebrews 11, the faith chapter 17. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Ruach, which is the word of the Most High Power. Praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Ruach, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. I'm going to stop right there on that one. But, this is exactly what we need to be doing. We got to be doing this on a daily, we got to be vigilant, you know, because the times are evil, and obviously so are the people, you know, many of them, you know. But we're not ignorant of Satan's devices, you know. We know how he comes, and we know that this devil has a short time to rule, you know. So he's going to come down with great wrath. So with that, I hope that this video was edifying and encouraging. And I'll say to you, Shalom, Labakarium, Shah Yasharala. You know, all praise, all honor, all glory, most first and foremost, to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah HaKodash. Shalom. See you on the next one.